I say I wasn't surprised. When you look at the history of our country with regards to the setting up of panels and then making use of the reports of the panel, we have never done well in that area at all. You remember Goodluck Jonathan's confab? What has become of the report of that confab? You remember the Okuta panel? What has become what use have we made of the report of the Okuta panel? You also remember the Kayode Esho panel on corruption in the judiciary. Did we ever make use of that panel? Also on these police abuses, you will remember the National Human Rights Commission, which is an agency of the Nigerian federal government, also set up his own panel, wrote a very comprehensive report, indicted some policemen, recommended people for compensation, and then the report was forwarded to the executive arm of government, and the executive arm of government forwarded it to the Attorney General of the Federation. And the Attorney General just threw away the report into the trash can, stating that there were no sufficient evidence to prosecute or pay compensation to anybody by the Nigerian police and some of the security. We emphasize the police too much. We often forget the army also engages in extrajudicial killing. And that the state security service even engage more in extrajudicial killing. And they engage more in abuses of fundamental human rights. So, what the Lagos state government have done is simply in sync with what the Nigerian allies have always done. When it comes to a report that it does not speak their voice, that is not sympathetic to them, or that they don't like to see implemented. Because when some of these reports of the panels are implemented, the conditions in the country, whether in the police, in the army, in the DSS, or generally in their life, in the welfare of the people, will improve. And certain persons are profiting from the mischief and the lack of, the order that we do have in this society, that they will not want to see the society run in a very, very smooth manner. More importantly, too, and we must take note of this, that the complaint against the police, the DSS, and the other security agencies didn't start in the year 2020. It has always been there, and it reached its pinnacle in year 2017, in which there were also demonstrations. And after that demonstration, some other reports were also written. If the government didn't want a reoccurrence of what happened in the year 2020, why did it not take steps to listen to the youth in 2017 and implement some of the recommendations that were made to her by the National Human Rights Commission, an agency of the federal government itself? Furthermore, you and I are aware that there have been so many orders, plethora of orders from Magistrate Court, High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, against the security people, against the executive arm of government. Which of those orders have they ever obeyed? It would appear to me that what the security people are doing is either that they are doing it on instruction from the people in government, from our allies, or they are condoning it, or they profit from it. If not, I don't think there should be any reason whatsoever not to implement some of these reports that I have cited. Look at the Lagos State EndSARS report, for example.
Good.
What were the complaints against it? They said the word massacre was used. It wasn't the youth that came up with the word massacre. It came to commentators on social media, and also from the Nigerian press. The children merely said, look, we are sitting down, demonstrating with the national flag in our hands, and they are shooting at us. And the press interpreted that, and social media commentators said that amounts to a massacre. And let's even say that 9 people or 7 people didn't die in Lekki or anywhere for that matter during the EndSARS protest. The death of one single person, the death of another man's son, the death of another man's daughter, shouldn't be a thing of concern for all of us. Are there no provisions in the Constitution that nobody's life should be taken extrajudicially without an order from a court of competent jurisdiction? when you as a politician also go and hide your own children in safe havens, in Ivy League universities and all that, and you are shooting, maiming, and killing other people's children, is there any moral justification or legal justification for it? The answer is no. So the death of just one single person in Lekki is enough to give concern to government. It's enough to give concern to anybody who has ever reared children. It's enough to give concern to anybody who cherishes the value of human life. So when we release the whole thing to just only one person died, so that is no cause for alarm. That is what they are saying. It doesn't make sense for me, for people who are in these high and very esteemed offices, as governors, as ministers, as senators, and what have you. The life of one single person, when it is unjustly lost or unjustly denied, diminishes all of us as a citizen. Because we must realize that the right to demonstrate is enshrined in the Constitution. The right to protest, the right to assemble. So why will you deny people the right to assemble, the right to protest, which is a constitutional right? Because under a democracy, is either you take to self-help, which the law frowns at, when you don't like any government policies, or you demonstrate to make your anger, your protest, or your disagreement known, or you go to the National Assembly and pass law to ameliorate whatever mischief or whatever bad governance or policies that you disagree with through your legislator.
Right. All right, so Mr. Kolawole.
Demonstration is a legitimate right, it's a legitimate exercise, and nobody ought to be killed for whether it is one person or two persons.
Right.